welcome back. We are on day 8 of our 10-day Improve Your Bachata Challenge, and the topic of today's lesson is footwork. So I prepared 6 different footwork options for you, and we are going to group 2 together to make 3 kind of mega footwork options, and then we will practice them in a practice routine at the end of this lesson. So we're going from kind of simple to more difficult because I want you to have options to use no matter what level you are dancing at. So let's get into it. So every footwork option that I'm giving you today is something that you could do while you are dancing your basic with a partner. So I'm not giving you footwork that is only meant to be danced by yourself. I really want you to be able to apply this to your social dancing. So these are all things that can be done while your partner is doing a basic without disrupting what they are doing at all. Okay, so our first variation on the basic step today looks like this. 1, 2, and 3, tap. 1, 2, and 3, tap. Okay, so I am doing the same basic step, but I am changing the rhythm in my feet. So I'm stepping out 1, holding 2, and then bringing my feet together on and step 3, tap. 1, 2, and 3, tap. 1, 2, and 3, tap. And 1, 2, and 3, tap. 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 Okay, so pretty simple. We're doing our same basic. We are just holding and then speeding up to make up for that beat that we held. Okay, so now let's try that with music. 6, ready, we go. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so our second simple footwork option for today is going to be applied to our tap. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, and tap. So all I'm doing is on the tap, instead of simply bringing my ankles together, I'm going heel, toe. Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3, heel, toe. 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 Important, when I teach this to my students, sometimes they get kind of floppy in the leg when they're doing the heel toe, or they speed it up too much. We want this to be a nice, relaxed movement that's basically just happening from the knee down. Try not to involve the entire leg when you do it, and try not to just do the foot because then it gets a little bit frenetic. So even though it's sped up, we want to make sure that it's a nice, even split of the beat. I don't want to speed it up so much that it looks out of place, okay? So let's try that a few times and then we'll do it with music. 1, 2, 3, heel, toe. 1, 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, heel, toe. 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 Okay, so now let's try that variation with music. 5, 6, ready, we go. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Okay, so now as I said in the beginning of the video, before we move on to learning more footwork, we are going to combine these first two that we did. So that looks like this. 1, 2, and 3, and tap. 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 So the only difference between the first thing that I taught and what I'm doing here is instead of bringing my feet together on the basic, I'm crossing behind. So I'm going 1, 2, and then on the and, I'm crossing and 3 and tap. 1, 2, and 3 and tap. But you can of course dance it the first way that we did as well. 1, 2, and 3 and tap. 1, 2, and 3 and tap. I just wanted to add a little bit extra something into this combination, so I have you crossing behind. It's always an option in your basic to cross behind instead of bringing the feet together. Since we're talking about footwork, I thought I should mention that. And just like I said in yesterday's lesson about the decorative arms, there are so many different options with footwork. This lesson is just meant to give you a jumping off point, some things that you can incorporate into your muscle memory and use. And then when you get comfortable with those, you might try to make up your own footwork. As long as it fits into 4 counts, by all means, give it a shot, because there's so many different things that we can do. Okay? I'm done with my tangent. So, here we go. 1, 2, and 3, heel toe. 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 I just want to say one little thing about footwork in general. When we are doing specific things with the feet and changing up the rhythm when we're dancing bachata, we don't want to add too much of the body motion or the arm motions on top of that, because we really want to make it all about what the feet are doing. We're trying to draw the attention to the feet. So if I also move my body and my arms a lot, it's kind of counterproductive. When we're dancing, sometimes less is more. Yeah, we don't want to, as I say, add too much salt. Yeah, you want the dancing to be perfectly seasoned, which means I'm not going to overpower the footwork by adding a lot of extra movement on top. So just something to keep in mind for when you're practicing. That being said, now let's try it with music. 5, 6, ready, we go. Footwork step, it looks like this. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. Okay, so all I'm doing is what's called a kick-ball change, which is kick, ball, change. Meaning, when I say ball, kick, ball, I'm taking the ball of my foot behind me and not putting the heel down. We say ball because only the ball of the foot is going to touch the ground, and then I'm going to change weight. And there's a lot of different ways to do this, but in this context, because I didn't move to the side on this second step, I'm going to, or on this second movement, I'm going to scoop my foot, my free leg in front of the other, crossing so that I can move to the side with my partner. If I stay in place, my partner's going to be over there and we're going to be offset. So again, I'm going kick, ball, cross, side, tap, kick, ball, cross, side, tap. Okay, again, really important that I'm not putting the whole foot down here. Just the ball of the foot, and then I slide this foot over and cross it in front. Okay, so now let's try that. We go 1 and 2, 3, tap, kick, ball, cross, step, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 5 and 6, 7, tap. One more little detail that just occurred to me. Again, when I'm doing the kick, it's the same as when I was doing the heel toe. You want to just kick out from the knee. And when we're doing kicks in dancing, it's really important that we're not kicking with a flexed foot, unless that's the style, which in this case it is not. We want to kick with our toe pointed. So a way to make sure that you're not flexing your foot is you want to feel like you are leading the movement with the top of your foot. Yeah, you're always trying to show me the top of your foot and not the bottom of your foot. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Kick, ball, cross, side, tap, kick, ball, cross, side, tap, kick, ball, cross, side, tap, kick, ball, cross, side, tap. Okay, so now let's try that one with music. Ready? We go. And 1 and 2, 3. Variation. This is another one that is going to be on the second half of the basic instead of the first half. So it looks like this. 1, 2, and 3, tap. 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 So again, the actual footwork, what we're doing with our feet isn't very complicated, but what makes it look different is the changing of the timing. So the first thing we need to be aware of is that we're going 1, 2, and after the second step, I have to speed up because instead of stepping on 3, I'm stepping on the and before 3. So I go 1, 2, and then from here, I'm going to tap out to the side. My foot's already out here. I just need to lift it up and point the toe out to the side and then bring it into tap. So I go 1, 2, and point, tap. 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 Okay, I'm going to try it facing away. 1, 2, and point, tap. 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 1, 2, step, point, tap. 1, 2, step, point, tap. Okay, so now let's try that one with music. Ready? We go. variations, we are going to combine these two. So that looks like this. 1 and 2 and 3, tap. 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 Okay? So I'm doing my kickball change, kick, ball, change, and. So right away, I have to step. Before, I had a little pause here, and I could step to the side on 3, but now I'm going to keep that syncopated rhythm going, and then I get to pause on the next part. So I go 1 and 2 and tap together. 1 and 2 and 3, and then here's where I get a little, to slow down a little bit, okay? So, from the back, we go. Kick, ball, change, step, tap, in. Kick, ball, change, step, point, in. 1 and 2 and 3, tap. 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 Okay, so now let's try that combination with music. Okay, so moving on to our next variation on the basic step, it looks like this. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 1 and tap, 3, tap. 1 and tap, 3, tap. Okay, so here I'm speeding up the first half of my basic 1 and. So instead of going 1, 2, I'm going 1 and 2. So I'm tapping on 2 because I stepped on the and. Let's just practice that. 1 and 2. And on the other side, 1 and 2. So you have to speed up that first half of the basic. Sometimes that tends to sneak up on people when they're first learning this. So that's just something to be aware of. Coming from a basic, we have to really try to consciously speed up in order to be able to get that tap on the 2. Okay, so I go 1 and 2, and then from here I just do a normal second half of my basic 3, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. 1 and 2, 3, tap. Okay, I'll do it facing away. We go 1 and tap, step, tap. 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 It's important in this to keep the torso as level as possible, because an error that my students make sometimes is when they do the tap, they're already kind of falling in this direction, which makes it difficult then to really focus on the feet. So the more level we can keep the torso, the more successfully we'll be able to move the feet. 1 and tap, 2, tap. 1 and tap, 3, tap. 1 and tap, step, tap. 1 and tap, step, tap. Okay, so now let's try that one with music. 5, 6, ready, we go. And 1 and 2. variation on the basic before we smush these two together. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3, out, in. 1, 2, 3, out, in. 1, 2, 3, out, in. So all I'm doing is, instead of just bringing my feet together on the tap, I'm going 1, 2, and after my third step, I'm going point and together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there I need to accelerate a little bit my movements as well because I'm moving on the and before I bring my feet together. So I just want to make one distinction here. You might be looking at this and say, that looks a lot like the previous one that we did, the 1, 2, and 3, in. And they are similar. The difference is where the syncopation is happening, or not the syncopation, but the splitting of the beat is happening. So on the one that we did previously, 1, 2, the syncopation is happening here, whereas on this one we're going 1, 2, 3, and now the speeding up is happening on the tap, not before the tap. So I go 1, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3, and in. Whereas in the previous one I was going 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. So in bachata footwork, you'll find there's a lot of subtle differences like this, and being able to recognize them with the rhythm and everything is a very valuable tool in being able to pick up more other different footwork combinations, okay? So that's why I did this intentionally, made them similar to challenge you to notice those subtle differences. So I'll do it facing away. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, point in. 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 Okay, so now let's try that one with music. 6, ready, we go. And 1, 2, 3, and in. Out, in. Out, in. Like this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 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 Okay? So I'm still doing my 1 and tap. I step out and tap. 1 and tap, step and tap. Okay, so now I'll do that facing away. Nice and slow. 1 and tap, step and tap. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 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 Okay, so now let's try that combo with music. 6, ready, we go. beginning, now we're going to put all these together into a little footwork practice routine for you. We're going to keep it really simple. We're going to do a basic and then each footwork combo to the right and back to the left, and then a basic and a combo right and left. This is a simple way to really get these combinations into your body, and doing them not the same one over and over again, but having to switch up which one you're doing is really going to ingrain it into your muscle memory so that you'll be able to use it when you're dancing. When we do the entire routine on day 10 in 2 days, I am going to challenge you to do one combination to one side and one combination to the other side, so that's something you have to look forward to. So make sure you get a lot of repetition and practice with these so that you're ready for that. Okay, so we're going to go, I'll show it facing forward first. 1, 2, 3, tap, 5, and then combo number 1. 1, 2, and 3, and tap. 1, 2, and 3, and tap. And basic, 2, 3, 5, and basic, or combination number 2. 1 and 2 and 3, tap. 1 and 2 and 3, tap. Basic. And then we'll do combo number 3, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and we'll go back into our basic and we can start over from there. I just want to say, I teach all of these footwork or these basic variations individually first, because it is perfectly fine to use each one of these individually and not combine them. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a more advanced application. But if you're a beginner, stick with each one of these individually, because by themselves, they are also a great way to spice up your bachata and add more dynamic, and it will also help you become more comfortable changing up the rhythms in your feet as you dance, okay? So this is definitely more advanced, so don't feel discouraged if this is a lot for you. Stick with the single variations that I taught on their own, okay? So, that being said, now if you are sticking with me here, we're going to do it a few times, just with me counting, and then we'll try it with music. So we go basic. 1, 2, 3, tap, 5, 6, and combo number 1, we go 1, 2, and 3, heel toe, 1, 2, and 3, heel toe. Basic. 1, 2, 3, tap, combo number 2, we do kickball change, 1 and 2 and 3, tap, kickball, change and point, tap. Basic. 1, 2, 3, tap, 1 and combo number 3, we go 1 and tap, 3 point tap, 1 and tap, 3 point tap, and basic. 2, 3, we're going from the beginning, so combo number 1, we go 1, 2 and 3 and tap, 1, 2, and 3, and tap. Basic. 1, 2, 3, tap, kickball change, we go 1 and 2 and 3, tap, 1 and 2 and 3, tap. Basic. 1, 2, 3, combo number 3, here we go, 1 and tap, 3 and tap, 1 and tap, 3 and tap, and basic. Last time, 5, 6, 7, number 1, 1, 2, and 3, heel toe, 1, 2, and 3, heel toe, and 1, 2, 3, tap, and kickball change, kickball cross and point, kickball cross and point, tap, and 1, 2, 3, tap, and number 3, we go 1 and 2, 3 in, out, 1 and 2, sorry, out, in, and 1, 2, 3. Sometimes the brain doesn't want to make words happen, so that's out, in, at the end of that. Okay, so now let's try it with music. 6, ready, and basic, we go 1. And combo number 1, we go 1, and 3, and 4. 5, And last time, here we go, number one. Thanks so much for joining me today for day 8 of this 10-day Improve Your Bachata challenge. I will see you back here tomorrow for different hip actions.
Thanks so much for joining me for today's lesson. Leave a comment below and let me know how you did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications for my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Dance Doctor Online. Until next time, keep dancing.